Hey folks, good morning. It is Tuesday, April 14th, the millionth day of us being in lockdown. I'm just kidding. It feels like the millionth day. I feel like centuries have aged. If you're seeing my face like, slowly age, this is what happens, right? Anyway, I miss y'all. I really miss seeing your happy, shiny faces, and I hope that you're doing really well, or at least you are doing as well as you can. How's that? So I'm just going to walk you through the things that I want you to keep in mind today. The first, and this is in preparation for Thursday, I want to make sure that you can access your peer review channel. So what in the heck is your peer review channel? So I'm going to just flip over to Slack really quick, and I want you to look at this. You're going to see a channel that's going to have one of several names for it, all right? And there are only going to be a couple people in your group. So some of you might be in group 10 peer review or group 1 peer review, 3, so on, right? So just kind of check to see if you have, see what your deal is. Make sure that you're in a peer review group and that you can see it. If you cannot see your peer review group, I want you to, as the instructions say right here, call me. Right? Because I need to make sure that you can see a peer review channel. Okay, it's very, very important. Otherwise, you ain't going to be able to do peer review on Thursday, right? So Thursday, that's the word Thursday, just so you know, I can say it. Anyway, so that's really important. Make sure to check that out. Okay, so it's going to look like group and then some kind of number peer review. All right, yours might look different because there are different peer review groups. All right, so that's the first thing that I want you to check out. Definitely call me if you can't see that. If there are a lot of calls, it might take a minute to get back to you, and I'll text you this saying, hey, like, I see that you're calling. I'm on the phone right now with another student. I'll get back to you. All right, so just know that I will. I'm not going to leave you hanging. I got you. So the next thing that I want you to do, and this is really the biggest part, is that I want you to go to channel 7 because today is a writing studio, right? So you'll notice that there are 2 student sample projects already in there. And with each student sample project, I've included the project and then also the questions that I want you to use to analyze your peers' project. Now these are actually also the peer review questions you're going to use to apply to your peers' pieces. But Writing Studio is basically like a practice round for peer review this time. Usually during Writing Studio, right, I kind of show you the stories and give you my feedback. Now my feedback is going to come, but I'm actually going to wait until the end of the day, right? So I've actually already read these and I am going to respond to them, but I actually want you to use your critical thinking skills and the questions that I provided to respond to your peers. So obviously, just make sure that you're, whatever feedback that you have, that you're, like if you're responding to sample 1, that your comments fall under the sample 1 thread, and then if you're responding to project 2, that your comments fall under the project 2 thread, right? I mean, that's fairly easy, but like just kind of keep that in mind. But I just want to see what you come up with, right? I just want to see the kind of feedback that you are going to offer your peers. And remember that like you want to talk about the things that you appreciate that your peers are doing, and then the things that could even make it even stronger, right? And then also keep in mind that like these are hard times, right? So like let's be gentle with each other. I'm going to be gentle with you, right? So like let's hold people up and say, hey, these are the things that I really appreciate, and you know, you might want to consider this thing too, okay? So that's the main thing you're going to be doing today, and that is all in channel 7, okay? And then your homework, if there are any insights that you kind of gleaned from the writing studio today, like maybe a piece of feedback that you gave your peer that now you're realizing, oh snap, I need to do that too, or a piece of feedback that a peer gave one of the student sample projects that you realize also applies to you and you want to tweak your project, definitely, you know, do that for homework. Finalize any tasks that you have so that you're ready for peer review on Thursday. The next thing you're going to want to do for homework is to upload or post a link to your project, the draft of your project, into your assigned peer review channel, right? Which is why it's so important that you check to make sure that you can access that today, all right? But make sure you do that before class on Thursday. You don't want to wait to do that at the beginning of class on Thursday because it is just going to be shenanigans for your peers, right? Especially if you run into other shenanigans, right? And so you'll see here this handy dandy list that shows you what group you're in. So you're either in anywhere from group 10 to group 3. There's no group 1 or 2. Why? I don't know. Because everyone gets to be number 1 and nobody wants to be number 2. Anyway, so there's that. And then what else? When you're uploading your peer review draft to your writing group channel, what I want you to do is like take the time when you do it to include any kinds of questions that you have for your peers as they're looking at your project, because sometimes that's really helpful if they know that you know that there's something that you're struggling with, so that then they don't have to worry about like the labor of trying to delicately put that there's an issue, right? They can be like, hey, like, here's how you fix this, right? Because you've already said, yeah, no, I know this is a thing. Here's some questions that I have, right? And it's also a good place to talk about what you were trying to accomplish in your project, because maybe you are accomplishing different things. Who knows, right? So that's about it, and I will check it in Slack. Yeah, have a good one. All right, bye-bye. I think. Yeah, there we go. I don't even know how to stop videos now. That's how things are going on my